Alright, next up we're going to go ahead and we're going to see how you can add just a basic score keeper to the screen. So what we need to do that is everything that has to do with UI, Unity has transitioned from using their old UI elements to using the canvas. So over here in the hierarchy, right click, go to UI, and click text. And it's going to create three objects: a canvas, a text object that is beneath and attached to the canvas, and then an event system. Just leave these three all in there. Make sure you've selected the text object and change it to something like score text. I'm going to go ahead and make it one word, just for the sake of ensuring I can go ahead and locate it later. We can go ahead and set the default text to score : 0. And let's change the font to 20, font size to 20. I'll also change the color to something that'll show up. In my case, white would be the best color. Now, if you look right here, you don't see the score anywhere. If you double click score text, it'll show you, hey, here it is, about halfway through the bottom line of something. You're going to notice this is not your camera. If I select the camera over here, my camera's way down there. This big thing is my canvas. And there is where the score is currently being displayed on the canvas. Think of the canvas as matching the size of your camera. It's just a larger object for interaction, working with it, placement. It's just how Unity has implemented the canvas. It's going to be much larger to give you all the screen real estate you need to be able to build the elements and lay them out in your UI. So let's go ahead and grab the score, and in my case, I'm going to drag it up here to near the top left-hand corner. And I'm just going to leave it at that. Last but not least, on the score text object, let's go ahead and go to our scripts folder, and let's create a new C# script called score controller. And we're going to go ahead and we're going to take that and we're going to put it on the score text object in the hierarchy. Now let's go ahead and let's open up the score controller. First thing, in order to access anything having to do with the canvas and the UI, we need to include Unity Engine .ui. And then we can go ahead and let's get rid of all the boilerplate code. We won't need any of it. What our score controller is going to do is it's going to manage the current score, which should start at 0, and then it's going to have a method that says redraw the score on the screen. Well, and for that, we want to go ahead and get the text component of the current object. So the score controller, again, score controller is score text, where the score is being displayed, and we want to get access to the text component so that we can modify the actual text. Yeah. And there you go. It's going to rewrite score : the actual score. Yeah. You can go ahead and save this. The other changes we have to make is that we want to set it up so that the bullets themselves can go ahead and, once they collide with an object, they know to go ahead and go adjust the score. Right? So first thing, we're going to go ahead and likewise create a private text variable called score text. Now, likewise, we're trying to go, just like in the previous script, we are trying to access elements that have to do with the Unity Engine library for UI specifically. So make sure you go and add that at the top, and the score should resolve just fine. All right. Now, when a bullet is fired, we want to go ahead and make sure that we have access to the score system of the player. So I'm going to do score text equals game object dot find. Now, I called it score text, and then I'm trying to get the component, the actual text of the object. So what this is using the game object library, I'm going to say go find in the current scene whatever game object has this name. There it is. The score text has the name of score text. Go find that, then get the text component of it. So now score text holds the actual text component, which this text component is the top level, and it will give us access to the lower level text variable. So what I want to happen when the player goes ahead and shoots an enemy and hits them. I'm going to take that score text variable that I have up here that is currently assigned the score text UI element. I'm going to take it. I'm going to get the script that's attached to it, the score controller. Score controller. Okay. And I'm going to add to the score variable 10. And then I'm going to call update score, which again just goes ahead and gets the score controller text component and rewrites it. Okay, and that's it. Now we're going to go ahead and also set it up to punish the player. Go to your update method, add curly braces, and then make sure there's enough room. And I'm going to go ahead and pop in the text here. Now, what this is saying is, when the player has fired a bullet that has traveled beyond the top of the screen, before you go to destroy it, the player loses 5 points and gets the update score method call, which will go ahead and update what's actually displayed to the screen. Okay. So we hit an enemy, add to the score, redisplay it. Go past the top of the screen, subtract from the score, redisplay it, and then destroy the bullet. Let's go ahead and save all this. Let's go to our instance of Unity, and let's go ahead and run it. If I fire a bullet that goes beyond the top of the screen, should say -5. And each time I go ahead and successfully kill a player, the score should go up by 10. Alright, there you go. So you can see that it is working correctly. And that concludes what we're going to go ahead and do with the score system in these demo videos for now.